kindergartners. All right, we're going to do something a little bit different today. I've got my camera on and I've got my webcam, document camera, this is called. The webcam has me. This is the document camera. And we are going to make our Christmas trees today. So I have my giant piece of green paper. You should also have a giant piece of green paper in your baggie. If you need to pause this and go get it, that's perfectly fine with me. All right, the first thing we're going to do is you get to decide if you want to make a long, skinny Christmas tree, like you're going to fold it like this, or like this, long and skinny, or you can decide to have a short, fat Christmas tree. If you want a short, fat Christmas tree, you're going to fold it this way. Does that make sense? All right, you pick. I don't care which one. I think this time I'm going to make a long, skinny Christmas tree, though. So I'm going to put my two ends together. You might need some help with this, and that's okay if you need some help, because the better the fold, the better the project. All right, go ahead and fold it down. And you should have your piece of paper all folded. All right, now I want you to notice one end opens up. If you need to pause this, don't forget to pause it. One end opens up and one end is folded. I need you to draw on the folded side. So the opened end, that end should stay open. We're going to start by using a pencil. Okay, this is how Mrs. Ernest does it if you would be in the classroom. So you're going to start at the very tippy top. You're going to draw out and then back in a little bit. Out, back in a little bit. Out, back in a little bit. Out, back in a little bit. Whoops. Out, back in a little bit. And I always like to add a couple little branches at the bottom. And that way, it gives us a little bit of room to put Christmas presents, not Christmas trees. And then just go ahead and draw a straight line down for your trunk. Sound good? Okay, now the next step is super important. You need to write your name right here. And if you were in school, that would be really important to write your name. But go ahead and write your name right there next to the fold. Remember, this should be the fold. The opened part are where the branches are. If you do it the other way, you'll have two halves of a tree instead of one whole tree. Okay, now I need you to get your helper. I need you to get a parent or your helper, and they are going to take your lines and make sure that you started small and went big enough. They also want to make sure that you don't have too many branches. If you have too many branches, it's going to take you forever to cut this. So you're going to start up here. And you're going to draw a line down, your parent is, and back in. And then if I was the parent, I would kind of trace over my child's, or if I was the teacher, like I am, and you were in school, I would take my marker and I would trace over your pencil lines. And if you had, I only have 5 big branches. If you had 10 branches, I might cut it back down to 6 or something. So that's why I always have helpers check this. And then I'm going to go in. And then I'm also going to make sure that the kindergartner has their lines like this and like that. All right, that is the first step to making our Christmas tree. Good job, kindergartners. The next one is a little tricky. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut out on this black line. Now, I want you to notice something. When I cut, I have to cut both pieces of paper. If I open it up and cut it, oh my, I'll only have half of a Christmas tree. That won't work. So I take my scissors and I make sure that the paper is together, and I go ahead and I cut both out. This is why it is so important to have a helper go over it with a black marker. Because sometimes kindergartners want to make a whole bunch of branches. Or sometimes they make too skinny of a Christmas tree. I've been making Christmas trees for a long, long time. That's why it's pretty easy for me. And I promise you, if you keep making them for a whole long time, it'll get easier and easier for you too. But you're just going to cut on your black line, and you can see that I'm cutting 2 pieces of paper here. 2 pieces. I'm staying on the black line as much as I can. If I have a little bit where I went off of the black line, it's okay. And if my black line wasn't quite on a pencil, it's okay. Remember, our helpers or our parents might have fixed a little bit of it for us. And then I'm going to cut in. Now I want to show you something. Sometimes it gets tricky for kindergartners to get in there and twist around. So you can always come out here and you can cut in. Hopefully you're not using these giant scissors. This is all I had at home. But then I can come up, and if it gets too bulky for me, I can always just come in. Or I can even just come up here and cut some of that off. Cut my point. Go back in again. All right, now I only have half of a Christmas tree, right? Didn't we want a full Christmas tree? Only half, but look what happens. When I open it up, I have a perfect Christmas tree. It's called symmetrical. Both sides of my Christmas tree are exactly the same. Hey, I even have a Christmas tree in my truck today for this video. All right, I hope you like it. Do a great job. Bye. Now I'm not sure how to shut it off because I'm using a different program. We'll see if we can get this. It's way up here. Maybe. There it goes. Bye.